I'm pleasantly surprised with the latest devices that Bigme have sent out. I just want to talk about the direction that Bigme is going. My first criticisms when I tested out previous Bigme devices was the software was the thing that was letting it down. And it is very much the case that it was very much the case that the software was letting it down, because whereas I know exactly where I'm going on an Android device, and I picked up the Bigme and I was like, well, how on earth do you use this? Where do you go with this? And they've called it the AI Note operating system. That's what they're calling it. So they're still sticking with kind of AI systems, using the AI voice recognition a lot, and that is one of the benefits of Bigme. Whether it works seamlessly in the United Kingdom or the US or other international markets, I'm not entirely sure. I also hope that it's going to be the last we've seen of the Bigme Goody Reader collaboration, which really didn't do anything for anybody. I really did expect more. I really thought there'd be more evaluation from the Goody Reader end, and we'd actually get a device which was a bit more suited to the Western market. The improvements in the software actually, they are there, but I don't think that Goody Reader have had much to do with that. And the whole galley thing was just a bit weird. The whole sponsoring one InkNote but not their next was just a bit weird. Really, let's face it, that was just a sales funnel. I'm reasonably new to the world of reviewing tech, but as you can tell by me reviewing tech on a beach, but it seemed like an odd way of working together. Bigme, frankly, can just do better on that. I tried out ChatGTP a few times. They added it into their operating system, and you can see just transcribing Chinese, taking a guess at the Chinese that I'm currently saying. Whereas it's coming through, and it's come through as English there as well. It's not great. And the first time I transcribed my voice into English, but then it gave me an answer in Chinese. So not great there. However, the AI things that they are adding in terms of their meeting records, this is the one sort of impressive thing. This is, if you want to go for Bigme, this is a reason to do it. Okay, so a meeting record, you can actually record your voice, and it does a very good job of actually transcribing your voice. It's got several microphones here at the bottom. And at the same time, you can go ahead and write notes, and it records the whole thing and transcribes the whole thing. You can translate it within this app here, which is, it's all pretty well thought through, and it all does actually work. You can even, in this mode, roles. So you can actually register voices to different roles in the meetings, and then it will have a different kind of color here as well. When you play it back, you can click on a different part of the text, and you can play that sound. You won't necessarily hear it because I've got the sound right down. And those notes will be linked to that. And then it's very easy to share either an AI summary. It's very easy to share this whole file via their cloud via just QR code. So actually this is really nice. Now, other meeting notes are available. I'm using a program called Otter to sort of record my voice and transcribe that live as I go. And I find that really, really useful. And that's designed for this same type of thing of allowing you to sort of keep a record of meetings and automatically transcribe them. It doesn't have this beautifully made e-ink writing experience, which is really, really good. So combining those two things on the device, this is the only place you can get that currently. So that is a nice feature of Bigme, and they're keeping that, even though they have simplified the things as well. And I do like it when a brand actually reaches out and asks me for my feedback in exchange for a product, and they just ask me to make my feedback in the form of these video reviews. I totally get that. That's really, really useful. They clearly want to hear what's good and bad so they can improve in the future. And a brand that does that is all right by me, and it is a bit of backing their own product and saying, well, actually, we think our product is good enough to be evaluated by you. And so here it is, do as you please, make some videos if you like, or just let us know what you think. And Bigme, I am actually looking forward to collaborating with you, totally unpaid and everything at this point, but to give you my feedback and to be evaluative instead of just being a sales funnel for you. They're doing the right thing by adding in the Kaleido 3, but they've added it to devices that just used to have Kaleido 2 or even black and white. And that's one thing. If we look into the Bigme website, you can see there's a lot of different, and you please do go ahead to the links in the description, which takes you through to the Bigme website and shows you those things. And also you can now buy them on Amazon in the UK and the US, which is great. That's still therefore where Bigme are with their software, is that they are a little bit more tricky to use. What I would say though is the Bigme cloud worked just fine. And when I opened this, I went into the Notes app, I had all my notes from my previous Bigme devices. Which one's the best value for money? Possibly the Bigmes at the minute, actually. There certainly is. There's going to be something at any price point for Bigmes at the minute. What I say is really look at which exact device you're getting. I'm going to bring in both Bigmes onto screen at the minute now, because the They are still selling Kaleido 2 screens, and they are still selling black and white screens, obviously. They are still selling the Galley, even though everyone knows that's not a great device as an e-ink tablet. So really look carefully at which one you're getting. But the Kaleido 2 screen is usable, and the black and white screens are absolutely usable. And to have all these kind of features, you know, you've got the fingerprint recognition. And then this one, this is the value for money choice at the minute, really. And what I'm going to talk about when I compare this to the Tab Ultra C is a lot of people with books are waiting for a Note Air 2 Plus with a color screen, a sort of Note Air C, if you like. And actually, this might already be that sort of gap. This is a less RAM, so we've got 4 gigs compared to a full 6 gigs here in this device. This has half the storage of this device as well, and it has half the storage of the full flavor InkNote as well. And you can find all these devices linked up down below in the description as well. But the S6 Kaleido Plus, which is the old Kaleido 2, that's $480. The S6 Colour Lite, look, which has the slightly less RAM, slightly less storage, but that's less than $400 here. And then the S6 Colour Plus, which is, I can't actually see it on here at the minute, Kaleido 3 here, yeah, is almost $500, look, so $479. So actually, so see what I mean? Be careful which one you get. And the InkNote Colour Plus itself, $700. That's the Kaleido free version, but the InkNote Colour Plus Lite is actually a good deal, in my opinion. This one, $500, and that's got the Kaleido free screen. And really, do you need that extra RAM? Well, if I just scan through this quite large, yeah, okay, so here's where you're going to start to maybe see quite large PDF. Maybe you do need a bit of extra storage, especially if you're planning on using the camera for a lot of document scans and things like that. But actually, it's managing performance is just fine here. But how does it compare to the performance of the Boox Tab Ultra C, which is what we want to know. So Paul asks, which one is best value for money? Well, the Boox device is more expensive than you can get the S6 device at. So, you know, I wouldn't say that necessarily makes it better value for money, because another BB, I think, as if you had to choose just one, I'd be going with the Boox just now. But hold that thought for sort of, you know, a more full comparison once I've really got to know these two devices, because you never know, they might actually reveal themselves. And once I feel more comfortable on that platform, it might actually be the one to go for.